I'm Tony DeFrank at the California Car Cover, and I'm back. This is I guess it will be our October edition of covering classic cars. And today we're doing our holiday photo shoot. And it's our holiday shoot, but it's about the end of August, so it's a little crispy out here today. We're a little hot. But I'm here with a great customer and friend, Bob Walton. And he is, I guess you collect a little bit of everything.
Yes. Yeah, I'm an eclectic car collection.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess what kind of, I know a good mutual friend of ours, Ray, kind of put us together, and we started talking. And today we're all about your air-cooled vehicles today. So you have quite a unique VW and Porsche collection.
Yes.
So I guess we'll kind of like talk about the vehicles behind us. So let us know a little bit about the notchback back there.
Okay. Back in 1981, I saw an upperclassman at my high school driving a 60-something notchback in the school, and I was amazed at how they look. They look cool and they're lowered and fixed up like that. And so later on, a few years later, I bought my first one from an actor who was in the movie called Scarface. You may have heard of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So he.
Little movie.
Yeah. He's the guy who ends up killing Al Pacino at the end of the movie. Climbs the back wall, shoots him with the double-gauge shotgun. But anyway, he was the guy who owned it. His wife owned it. So I bought that first car. Since then, I've always loved those cars. So I'm really a Type 3 Volkswagen guy. And as you see, we have 2 Type 3s there. I actually own 6 Type 3s. No, 7 Type 3s.
You got it quite. Yeah. Then so I guess since your younger years, that's the car that you always thought was cool.
Yeah.
And it's, I guess, just carried on through your collection. So you however many you've had, or now have you? I know you talked to Rick a little bit as we are kind of getting ready here. Mm-hmm. You don't really sell them, but you kind of just acquire them and fix them up and restore them. And
exactly. Now, obviously, when we're young, we don't have the money to do it. So my first 62 notchback and 63 squareback I had ended up getting sold to some Japanese dealer who sold them, took them to Japan and sold them there. But over the years, when I finally started getting a better job, because we evolved and we ended up getting a better job, so I ended up getting a really good job. Obviously, you can see by the car how they look now. So I'd buy them and restore them, and then I can't let them go. To me, they're like my babies, because they have a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and money involved in every one of them. So I actually build them and hold on to them, and I tell myself sometimes I'm gonna sell one because I own 4 notchbacks. All of them are 3 62s and a 61. So a lot of people are like, well, sell me one. I may, but I don't know. It's not that.
You're not.
I'm probably never.
You sound just like my father, Bob. You're not going to sell those cars. It's like, oh yeah, maybe
yeah.
And it's a broken record.
Yeah. And then the Porsche in the middle, I was lucky to befriend a really good guy named Ray Dunham, who's a artist. He builds cars, but he is an artist, just like a modern day Da Vinci would be. And he built that Porsche Speedster back there. He built the 36 Hot Rod, and he's got a beautiful Zephyr that was in your catalog from last year.
And Ray's the customer that kind of, and Bob's been a customer for years, but Ray's the guy that kind of connected us and at some shows, and made sure said, hey man, Gizmo Bob has some cool stuff. You should talk to him. And look, a year later, here we are.
Yep,
your vehicles are on the holiday cover.
I actually met you. I met you personally
at the Grand National.
Yeah, at the Grand National Hot Rod Show, and I walked up to you. I'm like, hey, I got all your car covers, and I have more than a dozen of them. I don't even know how many I have. I got outdoor ones, indoor ones. I got, my favorites are your the yoga pants.
The stretch of the custom weave. Yeah, everyone loves that fabric, and we appreciate it. And you just keep collecting notchbacks, and we'll keep helping the cover. So
I even have one for my wife's Tesla and for my Aston Martin. I bought them for every car I own.
Well, we appreciate it. And then and you kind of touched on the Speedster with Ray. So and the Speedster's a hot rod. Way went through it, and you acquired it from Ray. So what's the story with it's that avocado green? It has a hopped up engine.
Yes. So
talk about that project or build.
Yeah. It's a replica Porsche. It has a 2.3 liter turbo motor, blow through turbo in it, and the thing's a rocket. It weighs like 1,500 or 1,600 pounds, and it's scary fast because those cars don't have the suspension. It's beefed up, but they're not made to do 120 miles an hour down the street.
When you fired it up, it sounded pretty good. So it sounded like it's ready to move.
It's very powerful, and it's a fun car to drive. I mean, it's just from going to stop sign to stop sign, you exhilarate. And I've actually let almost everybody that's come over that likes it, that I let them drive it. I really do. It's, you know, it's like something to experience in your life, you know. So when we're done here,
maybe no, I'll take a ride in it with you. Okay, you don't want to see me. I don't think you want to see me take your vehicle around the neighborhood.
I don't mind. I let people. I take these cars to car shows, local car shows, even big car shows down the hill, and I always need drivers. So, you know, if you're ever up here and there's a car show, you're welcome to drive one of them. I got a lot of them, you know.
Like, well, I guess, what did Ray do to the Speedster, or where did you do it?
I met Ray at a Volkswagen car show, and he had a notchback. He had a 65 notchback, and license plates a 65 Kraut. It was a beautiful car, and he fixed it up, and it was custom. His was custom, and that kind of inspired my look on my car. So he inspired me custom-wise. I was always a purist. You know, I was a purist, and I have all my other notchbacks and my squareback and Type 3 gears you can see over there. It's an all original looking, like he bought it from the showroom floor. So I've always been that purist, but he had a beautiful, and I can't stress it, how beautiful it was. It sold for the most money that I've ever seen a notchback ever sell for. That's how nice it was, because other people see it that way too. And his was lowered on alloys like that. And it was
he does his vehicles right, and so
he does.
And he always does the cool stuff, and so it's, I guess, and you guys, you and Ray are good friends, so he knew he was going to a good home.
Yeah.
And I guess the what would be the rarest one of what we're shooting today would be the other type, the Type 3.
Yes, the 64. It's a 64 Type 3 Carmen Ghia. Now they really only made them from 62 to 67. There's several 68s and 69s, but they're so rare that they really don't consider them, you know, because there's only a handful of them left in the world. So really, there's only a 6-year builds that they made them from 2 to 7, and that's a 64. It's an all original car. It came from a garage in 2008 from the original owner who passed away. His granddaughter ended up finding me on the website, and I fell off my chair when I saw a picture of it, because I could not believe what I was looking at, because those just don't show up, you know. They're extremely rare. You couldn't build one. If you wanted to build one, you should go to a mental facility, because it would cost you $100,000 just finding parts, you know, because they sell for so much money, unbelievable. And that's all complete. All I did was freshen it up, you know, re-chrome the bumpers and stuff, fix the brakes. The motor turned when I turned the key. It was full of water because it sat forever, but now it's my best running Volkswagen is that car right there. It's fast. It's a 1500S model, and it's a show. I mean, it wins car shows, even at custom. I mean, at classic car shows that show Fords and Mustangs and and Chevys and all those cars. That one does excellent.
Well, that's the one that kind of catches your eye. It's a little.
Yeah, it's very
a little
European
offbeat. Yeah, European has the Ghia styling, and it's just a little different. So
yes, and I get people telling me
this Volkswagen Corvair kind of vibe
look.
going.
The back is a little Corvair, the front looks a little BMW-ish, and Volvo. So I've had arguments, people trying to tell me it's a Volvo, and it's like, nope, it's definitely a Volkswagen, and it's probably it was their fastest Volkswagen built at that time when they put them out. I mean, I think even afterwards, until the Type 4 came out in the 70s, that had the biggest motor, and it was the best one. They did make a 1600 engine in later model Bugs, but that's a 1500 high compression engine with dome top pistons, and that car is very rare, very, very, very rare, and it's got a cool factor of 10. You know?
And it seems like you have your restorations and you got the mild customs, but I know you kiddies, and I guess we're shooting at Bob's home and garage here, and there's a couple vehicles off camera where we're not featuring on the shot, but they're cool nonetheless. But then, okay, how many other Volkswagens are off hidden somewhere else that you're working on, or are done or almost done?
I have 3 Volkswagens: a 63 squareback anthracite, a 61 black notchback, and a 62 anthracite sunroof notchback, one of the oldest ones in the entire world. In San Diego, they're like anywhere between 70 and 95% done. So they'll be done within a year. And then I have also, you can't see it, I got my 36 Ford hot rod over there, and I got my 2015 Aston Martin over there. Yeah, no, I
love everything. And that's how, like, the car that I've recognized from the hot rod scene is the Ford.
Yeah.
It's pretty distinct. The black body, red fenders, so it's kind of like it's a distinct color combo. So
yeah, with a flathead blower on it.
But so now I recognized that before I met you. So now I know, like, hey, I know when if I see it at a show, I know you're there somewhere. So
yeah, I like all these different looks, and I love cars. You know, I'm a car guy, and I've been talking about getting either a muscle car like a 442 Olds or maybe even a Shelby Cobra, or I would love to get a 50 Merc. I just love cars, but I can't. I have to put them somewhere. They're all parked in a garage or a big building, but they're full. I almost got to build bigger garages.
Yeah.
So I got to afford to have car garage.
Well, take your time building those garages, because I joke, like, in Southern California, car guys and car ladies, that's like, you have 8 cars but a 2-car garage, so it keeps us in business. So I don't mind. So take your time.
Oh yeah, that's why I own your outdoor covers too, because I had to park my truck and my 4Runner outside, and so I have covers for those. But yeah, I love your car covers. They're the best car covers out there.
Yeah. Well, I'm just glad that we were able to connect, and we'll it's not just about Bob and I talking here. We'll make sure we get some cool photos and video of the vehicles that we're featuring on the holiday catalog. And so yeah, it's end of August. It's hot. We're sweating out here in the sun.
It's a dry heat.
It is a dry heat. It's dry. It could be worse. It's not like I was just in Kentucky for a big Tri-5 meet, and that's different. Yeah. But we'll so about middle of October, the catalog goes out. We're doing some fun stuff today, so definitely this won't be the last you see of Bob's vehicles. So it'll be on our holiday editions of the California Car Cover catalogs.
And I appreciate you having me on.
Anytime, appreciate it.
I really do.
So thank you, Bob. Thank you so much. And again, it's Tony DeFrank with Covering Classic Cars, and just check it out on YouTube or on the California Car Cover blog for all the highlights from today's photo shoot.